Sweeney, answer this question. If you were a multimillionaire, would you still have the same woman?
Yes.
No, listen. Okay, let me rephrase that. Prior to selecting her, if you were a multi-millionaire prior to selecting a woman that you already got, would that be the woman that you would be with today?
I don't fucking know. I was
Yes, you do. That's and this is what King Talk is for. We supposed to know shit like that.
Because it don't make sense. Because I'm not gonna be a multi-millionaire.
It ain't about it making sense. It's just about reality.
But I'm not a
I'm married. I love my
multi-millionaire.
wife, but if I was a multi-millionaire, you ever played fucking Madden where they had the vision, the quarterback vision?
It's not about making sense.
My
it's
whole
about
vision
reality.
was literally
icebreaker to the main topic right now. Hey, fellas, let me get in there for y'all.
Go ahead, man.
Yeah, let me have some of this, man. God damn. Look here. The is we making the word settle like it's a bad thing. You realize every motherfucker's in a relationship, y'all settling, whether you want to feel like that or not. Now, it can be at the same time you make an intelligent decision because you realize you may not can afford the certain women that you can afford. You can't maintain them. You can't maintain a lifestyle. You can't maintain a sex drive or whatever reason. Guys, it's just like that. So y'all sit there making it like settle is a bad thing. Now, some of y'all have to settle. Some of y'all have kicked y'all courage. Y'all got lucky than motherfucker to get that woman. Some of y'all are ugly than a motherfucker out here. And y'all don't deserve a nice looking woman. But you came up because you had a hell of a mouthpiece. You had good game, or you was tricking right that night. Whatever your reasons why you got that woman, you got her.
Let me ask you this, Hank. Would you want to be the man that a woman said settle? She settled for you?
Let me finish. As far as is it an intelligent decision? Yeah. Eventually, you should at least settle down with one woman, and if that's what you believe in, monogamy and all that stuff. If that's what you believe, you should settle down for the right woman that you feel like you made the best decision on, that you vetted her well, that you made the decision on. You separate her from all these other ones out here, and you settle on one woman that you deem that you're gonna bless with your last name. I don't see nothing wrong with that. If you pick the right woman. Now, if you don't pick the right woman, well, then that's a different situation. Maybe you're not as intelligent as you think you are, and you made a bad decision. But go ahead, Bruce, with your question.
No, what I was saying was you said settling is not a bad thing. I beg to differ. Settling means that
like it's a bad thing.
I think we first got to understand. I think we first got to have a group understanding what settling actually is. Me personally, and y'all can disagree. Settling to me is like, okay, look, she's not my first choice, but I'll take that. And it might not be bad for you, but I guarantee you, if you went into and walked in the next room and said, "Hey, woman, I'll settle for you," it wouldn't sit right with her. It wouldn't sit right with me if my wife told me I wasn't her first choice.
How would you say that if you know that's going to be offensive to her?
It's not about knowing whether it's going to be offensive to her. It's about just understanding how people feel about being second choice. You ain't necessarily got to go. I'm not telling you to go and test it out. I'm just saying settling is a bad thing, bro.
But you wasn't their first choice. 90%
of men.
You wasn't.
90% of men. You are not the first choice.
You not the first choice. She met her.
What if your wife should have told you weren't my first choice? You was my third.
In high school, when she was in love with that little high school sweetheart she was dating, she wasn't thinking of you, nigga. She wasn't thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna be in love with this nigga down the line. No, you was not the first choice.
I see what y'all doing. Y'all being very disingenuous, especially on behalf of math. Y'all thinking chronologically with time.
Because that's what it is.
How can I even be a choice? Hold on. How can I even be a choice if I never even existed on a chronological time frame? You can't sit here and use that. That's loaded. That's very loaded. Saying that she went to high school. I never existed.
All right, let me give you another scenario. Let me give you another scenario.
What I'm saying
is your poster was never on her wall, ever in your life.
You still not making sense, bro.
Your poster was never on her wall. You wasn't
okay. So clearly we don't have a group, a mutual understanding of what settling is. So let me just explain what I think settling is. What I think settling is looking at your your current body of work and what you can bring to the table, what you can offer in a relationship, and looking at what you can get in return almost like a return on your investment. And this has got nothing to do with chronological, who came first or whatever. It's, hey, look, I have this much to offer. This is the maximum of what I can get, and this is what I'm going to go for. Instead of going for the maximum of what you can get or what's available to you, you say, you know what? Fuck that. This guy's okay. I'll just deal with him. That's what I mean by settling.
Everybody gets the maximum of what they can get. They might think that's not their maximum. That's their maximum.
I mean, but you got to also think, unless you're the perfect man, you're going to fall short on some aspect of the situation. You're not going to be perfect. You got the worst personality to her. But, you know, you got money, you provide, you got good sex or whatever the case, or you look decent. But your personality, she deems you good enough to get with.
Let's keep it straight from the male's perspective. Like, let's keep it straight on men, because we could talk about women settling all day, but let's talk about straight up. How the fuck does a man settle when you picked her?
When you
I kind of all right. So that's the best you can get at that moment. It doesn't matter how you leveled up. You got the best that you could get in the moment in which you got it.
That doesn't even make sense how you phrase it. How does a man settle? And then you turn around and say, you got the best you can get. Those two don't even make any sense together.
So if the best that means you didn't settle, you got the best you can get.
Okay, Sweeney, do we both agree that the best that you can get, if you choose that person, can we agree that you did not settle?
No, you did not settle if you got the best you can get.
So, so now let me ask the second question. The best you can get, you didn't go and get that. You went and got the second best you can get. Did you settle?
Who does that?
People do that shit all the time.
What man does that?
Jalen Green did that.
All right,
Jalen Green is doing that right now. Look at Jalen Green right now.
I'm gonna say all
the first one might not be your best. Faction. I think we need to bring out a motherfucking dictionary.
Look at Jalen Green right now.
Because niggas don't seem to know what the word settle means. So I'm gonna read the definition so we can have a real discussion here on what the word settle means. And one of the most prominent definitions of the word settle is it says to adopt a more steady or secure style of life, especially in a permanent job and home. So I don't know what version of settle y'all talk about, but when we're talking about settling down, we're talking about finding a secure partner. Not going after what excites you and what comes with all that fun and energy. We're talking about secure relationship. That's what we're talking about. If we're talking about first pick and second pick and best pick, the reality is you're always going to get your best pick, because if you had a better pick, you would pick it.
You would pick it.
You would pick it.
That's not necessarily true.
No, I'll tell you what the problem is with that.
In front of you, if you have two options that are viable in front of you, you got a gorgeous woman that loves you, and you got an ugly woman that loves you. Both of them love you the same. Nobody chooses the ugly woman that loves them over the gorgeous woman.
That's not necessarily true.
Oh, come on, man.
No.
If both of the women care about them to the same level, the same quality, you're going to pick whatever the better option is every time. Everybody picks their best option. What are we even talking about?
So when the dude in the video, there was a dude in the video, when he used the word settling, he used it in that way that Bruce is discussing right now, because he was asking the question of women settling. So I understand what you're saying as far as the denotation of it, which makes sense. But the dude in the video, how he referred to it, he was saying, are we settling? Like, are we absolutely going for our best possible choice? And sometimes our opinions change, right? We think the best, but we actually chose for the wrong. That could be a way that you're settling, because he's saying that now. So he was talking about 304s, which you really love, which I think is bogus. But sometimes we choose things that for a reason that we probably shouldn't have, right? It might have been the wrong reason. Maybe we went with this person because she seems stable or whatever, but we wanted to love somebody. So when the dude in the video was talking about it, he was saying, did we go because of what we thought we were supposed to do, or did we get somebody who we actually loved? And so he's saying we were settling by not choosing the woman that we love versus going for the woman who had these bullet points. I'm just going by the video.
That's like an uninformed decision, though. That's like different. You know what I mean? That's a little different than settling. But
when you say uninformed decision,
I'm just going by the video.
Because from what Trev just said, he's saying like, okay, you didn't know to pick better. Like you picked based off of something that you thought was the right decision at the time.
Philosophy I said earlier about being aware of your choices.
But what I'm saying is, if you're unaware of your choices, that's not settling.
It's not settling.
you're still making the best perceivable choice to you in that moment.
And I agree with you, and which is why I stated the most dangerous situation a man can be in is being aware of his ability to be able to choose what he wants based off of his socioeconomic status. And I think you used the term uninformed decision. I just used the term not being aware that you can go actually out there and do the work and grind and take a pause on dating. Take a pause on just jumping into damn relationships just because your pecker getting hard or your heart getting warm, and actually go and do the work and have your pick of the litter.